Hey guys, this is Abhishek from Technics Media. Today we are going to do unboxing of Micromax Canvas 2, that is Micromax A110. This is the model number of the device. As you can see, the model number is here, A110. So the device has 1 GHz dual core processor, as you can see. It has an 8 megapixel camera with autofocus, as you can see, and it has flash as well, and it has dual LED flash. The front camera is 0.3 megapixel. So let's do the unboxing of this particular device and let's see what is there in the box. We have already opened the seal, but we haven't opened the box. So let's open it right now. So this device comes in two colors. One is the white, second is black. This one is white, as you can see. This is how the device looks like. Micromax A110. The device looks quite good. The build quality is quite average, but have a chrome bezel around the edges, as you can see. And then you have a back which is plastic again. You have dual LED flash over here, 8 megapixel camera which is quite bulging out from the device, and then you have 3.5mm audio jack over here. You have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging. On the left hand side of the device, on the top, you have the volume rocker which can give you a good amount of feedback as well. And then at the bottom of the device you have nothing. You have a little indent over here to open the back cover. Here you have a hole for the mic. Here you have the loudspeaker, and on this side on the top you have the power and sleep key. Let me just open the back to show you what is inside. So it is a dual SIM phone. The micro SD memory card slot is over here. Here you have the SIM 2. This is for SIM 1, this is 3G, this is 2G. And then here is the compartment for the battery, and here is the loudspeaker. So let's see what else we have in the box. Let me just open it. The first we have the universal charger, the universal USB charger, which comes within the package. And then we have the battery. So the battery is 2000 milliampere hour for this phone. And then we have the micro USB cable for data syncing and charging, as you can see. And then we have the standard earphones with a controller over here, which you will have a button to actually pick the call, and it has a mic as well over here. And these are standard quality earphones. Then you have a manual for the hookup, the Micromax chatting service, and the application basically. Then you have the Super Phone Canvas 2 guide, the user guide, which tells you about the features of the phone. Then you have the SAR related document. And what do we have? And this is the warranty statement, as you can see. So that's all that was there in the package. Let's boot up the device and let's do the review. So the device is powered up, as you can see, and it is showing up the start screen. Let me just do the setup quickly and then I will come back. So the device setup is complete, and this is how the phone looks like. So let's start the review. A110, it has got 8 megapixel camera at the back, as you can see, with dual LED flash. If we talk about the processor on the device, dual core 1 GHz Cortex A9 processor, which is a MediaTek processor. The model number of the processor is MT6577. If we talk about the GPU on the device, it has got PowerVR SGX531, which is the model number of the GPU. If we talk about the display size of the device has got an IPS LCD display, which is of 5-inch, as you can see, which is quite big in size. So you can compare this one with the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Although Samsung Galaxy Note 2 is quite a premium device, it is much better than this device in terms of the build quality and overall features which you get. This, you can say, can be considered as a affordable phablet basically. And if we talk about other things about the device, this one has got micro SD card slot, which is at the back side, which we just showed you, and you can actually use 32 GB of memory card to increase the storage. It has got around 4 GB of internal storage, out of which around 2 GB is actually available to the user. And if we talk about the RAM, it has got 512 MB of RAM. Before we actually go through all the hardware specification, the storage and everything, let me just first of all talk about the build quality. So this device is quite good in terms of the look and feel. It is quite good when you hold it in hand. It is quite big as well. But if you talk about the build quality is quite average. You have a good designing, good color scheme, which Micromax has actually followed while designing this, because this device is quite big to hold in hand, so it might be difficult for you to actually carry it around and put the device inside your pocket. Although the design of the device is such that it has rounded edges over here, so which makes it quite easy to hold in hand. If we talk about the back cover is not glossy. It has a very minimal kind of texturized design, which actually allows you to hold the device quite easily in your hand, so it won't slip out of your hand because of that. If we talk about the display is quite vibrant. Overall color saturation is quite good. The overall contrast level on the display is again quite nice. So as far as the display is concerned, at this price point, this is quite nice device. This device comes for a price of around 10,000 Indian rupees. I don't know whether it is available in the market or not, because recently Micromax has launched Micromax A116. If you want to watch the review of that, you can click the annotation link shown on the video right now. And if we talk about this device, basically because A116 is now launched, so this device may be discontinued. Check for the same if you want to buy this device. Okay, talking about the display size is 5-inch, and it gives you a pixel density of 196 pixels per inch, whereas the resolution of the display is 480 into 854 pixels, which is quite low but quite decent, because if you take a look over the text and everything on the screen, it is quite nice. There is no problem in terms of the clarity, in terms of any kind of pixelation which you might expect on this particular screen. There is no pixelation as such, although the text is quite okay. It is not very precise in terms of the formation. We talk about the memory. The device has got 4 GB of internal memory. Let me just show you the how much of that is actually available to the user. The device comes with Android ice cream sandwich 4.0.4, as you can see out of the box. And if we talk about the storage, if we take a look over the storage, so right now 1.43 GB is actually available to the user. So this is the internal storage basically, which is reserved for operating system and apps. And if we talk about the other storage, which is the internal SD card, right now 1.05 GB is actually available to the user for installing applications and storing music, videos, whatever you want to. And then you have the option to insert an extra micro SD memory card to increase the storage of the device. And then you do have the OTG support on this device, as you can see. So you can actually read pen drive as well on this device, any of this device, once you have the OTG cable with you, and then you can connect a pen drive with this particular device, and then you can actually play the videos from the pen drive, songs, whatever you have in terms of the multimedia. If you talk about on the pen drive, you can actually read that and play that on the phone. If we talk about the viewing angle on this device, is not too good, because the display fades a bit as you tilt the screen like this. As you can see, the colors fade a bit, so the overall viewing angle on this device is not so good. Let's take a look over the dialer. So this is how the phone dialer looks like, as you can see, which is quite big in size for this display size basically. So you can easily access the dialer keys, and you can easily dial a number with any of your fingers, even with thick fingers or with thin fingers basically. And this is how the contact screen look like. These are all the contacts which you will see. Then this is how the recent calls will look like on the device, as you can see. Let me just show you how does the messaging will look like when you do the messaging on this device. So let us suppose that you're composing a new message, and let me just show you the keyboard. and this is how the QWERTY keyboard will look like on the device, and the keys on the keyboard are quite big in size for any kind of fingers, so it is quite easy to type on this particular keyboard without any issues for any kind of fingers, even with thick fingers and thin fingers. And in the landscape mode, the keys becomes quite big as well. As the keyboard is concerned, with this display size, there was no problem for me to actually type on this keyboard. If we talk about the application which you see in the messaging, it is the stock Android application which you see on other devices as well. So there is no customization as far as the messaging application is concerned on this device. As far as the look and feel of the home screens are customized, make them look good. The icons are customized to a great extent to actually enhance the overall look and feel of the device. So you will feel that you are actually opening a very different application when you launch the camera. But once you launch the camera, you will see the stock Android which you see on any other Android ice cream sandwich devices, and you have the basic interface which you see on other devices as well, which allows you to zoom in and zoom out. This is again digital zoom, not optical. 3 modes: the panorama mode, the photo mode, and the video mode. And here you can actually tap to access the camera settings, and you can, here it is actually indicating how much photos you can actually click. So this is actually the number based on the memory which you have on the device. So you will get an idea that how much amount of video you can actually record. If you tap over here, you can actually control the flash. You do have the option of tap to focus as well. Let me just take a photo with this camera interface. So as far as the macro photos are concerned, with normal lighting, the photos are quite good in terms of the picture clarity, as you can see. And once you tap it, it will open in the gallery. If you zoom in the photos, the objects are captured quite in detail, as you can see. In case you don't have proper lighting, you can use the flash, which is the LED flash which is provided at the back side. The 8 megapixel camera performs quite well when it comes to taking photos in low light as well as in normal lighting conditions. In daylight, it does perform pretty good. As far as continuous input is concerned, you do not have the option of doing continuous input on this particular device, because this device is right now running Android ice cream sandwich. So that feature is not possible, that you can actually type a word using your finger. If we talk about the application which comes pre-installed on this device, you do have a normal sound recorder with which you can actually record the sound. You have YouTube application pre-installed, some other Google pre-installed application. This is the contact application. This is how the messaging application look like. The icon for the messaging application has been customized. In this case, you have the default music player which you see on Android ice cream sandwich devices. If we talk about other applications, here are some other applications which you see. These are some other applications which you will get with this device. Downloads, FM radio. You do have support for FM radio as well on this device, and then you have other application like Fruit Devil, which is a game which company installed. Then you have some Micromax related application like MBuddy, MLive, MStore application, where you can actually, from MStore, you can actually install some applications which are designed for Micromax Android phones only. If we talk about the applications and the widgets, let me just show you the widgets which comes pre-installed on this device. You get some default widgets which you get on Android ice cream sandwich, and apart from that, you do get some additional widgets like this one, which is like a digital clock which you can actually place on any of your home screen. You have all other regular ice cream sandwich, and then you have a world clock widget as well, which allows you to track the time of different time zone basically. So you do have a weather widget as well, which looks quite nice. You can place this weather widget on any of your home screen, and then you can get the information from Yahoo for your respective city or any other area which you want to track in terms of the weather information is concerned. You can update the cities over here. If we talk about the browser on this device, on Micromax A110, browser on the device is again stock Android. You do have the option to install Google Chrome or any other browser if you want to. Let me just make sure that it is connected to the Wi-Fi. So now it is connected to the Wi-Fi, and let's try to open our website, that is gadgetstouse.com. So let's load our website and let's see how the browser performs when it comes to loading the website. So it has loaded the mobile version of our website. As you can see, it has loaded the mobile version, so that is why it is displaying like this. If we talk about pinch to zoom is quite smooth. However, so pinch to zoom is quite smooth. However, there is a little lag when I do the pinch to zoom on this device using the browser. If we talk about panning, basically the panning is again quite smooth. There is no problem with the panning, but again it is quite laggy to some extent. There is a little lag when I do the panning on the device. If we talk about other things like kinetic scrolling is again quite smooth. Actually much smoother that I have actually expected on this device. So double tap to zoom, basically if I double tap to zoom works quite nicely and quite instantaneously. Basically there is no issue with the double tap to zoom as well. As you can see, there is no problem with the double tap to zoom. The browser on the device is quite good. If we talk about the options on the browser, it does give you the full screen browsing experience, as you can see. And if you want to see the address bar, this is how you can actually see the address bar. You just need to tap on the page and then you can see the address bar. Let's talk about the YouTube video playback. Basically, let's try to play a video from our channel. Let's try to first of all. So as you can see right now, we are playing a video from YouTube, and this video is basically in high definition on YouTube, and right now the device is playing the video in high quality, which is the optimum quality, and we see that the video is right now playing in full screen. There are no black bars above and bottom or on the side of the screen, and the overall colors which I see in the video are quite nice. There is no problem as far as the video playback is concerned on this device. The colors are quite good, although they are not very sharp basically. And if I talk about the sound, this is how much the sound,
which comes at a high price. It does offer you a large number of features which you can buy if you don't want to spend much on a phone like this.
And if I talk about the volume which was coming out from the device, which was quite loud, in case you are watching the video, you can hold the device like this and then you will be able to amplify the sound. Make sure you don't hold the device like this so that you don't block the loudspeaker over here, which is placed at the back side. So you have to make sure that you hold the device in the right way so that you don't block the sound. So as far as the video playback is concerned, the device is quite good. The display on the device is not very sharp, but the overall video playback is quite satisfactory. We have just loaded a high definition video on this device, and let me just show you that this device is actually capable of playing high definition video. This is a high definition video which is shot at 720p basically from a phone, and this is how the video looks like, and the device is capable of playing high definition video both at 720p as well as at 1080p. So as far as the video playback for the high definition videos is concerned, it does support that, and I can also forward the video. Talking about the OTG support, on the go USB support, basically this device does support reading a pen drive with an OTG cable. So first of all, you need to make sure that you have the OTG cable with you, and then you can connect the OTG cable over here, and then you can connect the pen drive on the other hand of the OTG cable. We will make a separate video explaining you how does the OTG functionality works on this device. Support for transferring apps to the SD card. So this device does has a slot for the micro SD memory card basically at the back side, and you can actually insert micro SD memory card up to 32 GB to increase the storage of the device, and you can also transfer apps to the SD card once you have inserted the SD card into the device. Talk about the task manager. In order to access the task manager or all the applications, the home key, you need to tap and hold the home key, and then you will be able to see all the applications which are running in the background, and you can easily kill them, as you can see like this. If we talk about the RAM, this device has got 512 MB of RAM, and let me just show you how much of that is actually available to the user. So these are the running applications which are running in the background right now, and out of 512 MB of RAM, 264 MB of RAM is actually used, and 209 or 2010 to be very precise is right now free. But still the device is quite responsive, and there is no problem with the device as far as the usage is concerned. Okay, if we talk about the benchmarking utilities, the Nina Mark just gave this phone a score of around 25.3 FPS, which is quite decent. So you will be able to play games which are graphic intensive, not very high graphic intensive game, but as per the score, there should be no problem as far as the graphics is concerned on the device. So we just ran the NT2 benchmark utility, and it has given the device a score of around 6005, which is quite decent, quite good actually. If you want to go into the detail of this particular score, let me just show you the detailed information about the score. So this is how the detailed score looks like. The RAM has got 1123, which is quite good, and this is how the detailed score looks like for the SD card and other thing. Right now the device doesn't have an SD card, but it is actually giving the score for the internal SD card, and this is the write speed, which is around 8.1 MB per second on the internal SD card, and the read speed is around 15 MB per second, which is quite good. About the device is concerned, here we have the resolution, which is 480 into 854 to be very precise, and the GPU on the device is PowerVR SGX 531, and it is the CPU is based on the CPU is a MediaTek processor, and it is based on ARM version 7 architecture. If we talk about the build quality, the overall form factor of the device is quite big to hold in hand. It is quite comparable to a Samsung Galaxy Note 2. The display is around 5-inch diagonal, and if we talk about the quality of the display is quite nice. For the eyes, you don't feel any kind of problem when you are using this device in sunlight or daylight. Basically, you might have problems sometimes whenever you are using this device in sunlight to see what is happening on the screen, because the device does not perform very well when it comes to sunlight. Apart from that, there will be no issues as far as the resolution of the display is concerned. The resolution of the display is quite low if you compare it with the high-end devices like Samsung Galaxy Note 2, but it is quite decent at a price like this. It's over here, and you have a front camera which is 0.3 megapixel, which is quite average, but when it comes to video chatting, there was no problem as far as the video chatting was concerned on this device. We did some Skype calls as well. There was no issue as such for the Skype calls as well. If we talk about the edge, you have a silver round edge which looks like chrome, which looks like metal, but it is not metal. Basically, this is again plastic, but good quality plastic. And this is how the device looks like. It gives the device a very premium look basically. And if we take a look at the back side, this is not glossy, this is again matte finish kind of a back cover which you get. It gives the device a very good grip in your hand when you are holding it, and the round edges on both the side makes it quite easy to hold as well. To conclude this review, basically this device, the Micromax A110, is quite a decent device which you can get for a price of below 10,000 in Indian rupees. Considering this is a budget device, it does offer you the features which you will love to have on this kind of a phone. It gives you a fabric kind of a form factor at this price point. As far as the resolution is concerned, the resolution is not too good, but it is again quite good when it comes to gaming as well as when it comes to watching multimedia videos. So I would recommend you to go for this device in case you have a budget of around 10,000 Indian rupees and you want to buy a device or a phablet basically, and you want to buy a phablet which should be big enough so that you can have a good multimedia experience on the device. You should go for Micromax A110. In case you have a budget of above 10,000 Indian rupees and you want a Micromax device which is just like this, then you can go for Micromax A116, which is quite good in terms of the hardware as per this device. It has got double amount of RAM, that is 1 GB of RAM, whereas A110 has got only 512 MB of RAM. And as far as the display is concerned, it has got high definition display, whereas A110 has 480 into 854 resolution display, which is quite low but works for many of the people out there. That's all from us. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Do let us know if you have any questions related to Micromax A110. We would love to answer your questions. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.